promoting a simple principle of health protection. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, girls. How are you today? All right. Well, obviously, their arms aren't protected now, but we're not in the midday sun. We're in early morning, sitting out here in the garden. They're okay. But are you taking this worry about skin cancer just a little bit too far, do you think?
Well, I don't think so, because we have fair skin. People who are overexposed to sun in early life are predisposed to have cancer in later life.
Sure.
And added to that, we have a family history of skin cancer, so I think I'm just following the recommended advice.
Yes, and you are a GP yourself.
Yes, so it's something that I have some expertise in.
Exactly. So what kind of clothes did they wear that the school so objected to?
Well, first of all, I sent Pandora in a white shirt, which was confiscated, and I was told to get cardigans.
Right.
So I got cotton cardigans, and then the cardigans were banned, and I was told to make a check blouse. Well, I can't make blouses, so I made these sleeves.
Right, and these just, they're elasticated and they slip on the
They pop over
arms.
the top, and you can take them off inside so the uniform looks normal. And when I sent them to school wearing these, they had their entry barred to the school.
Right.
And then I appealed to the governors, and they refused to discuss it. So I felt I had no other choice.
You've actually done quite a bit to try and compromise and get around the rulings.
Yes, I mean, I didn't like making these, but I thought anything, you know, for a quiet life, and I did this, and these were my last resort.
Yes.
And even these were rejected, and then, you know, the governors wouldn't discuss it, and I didn't know what else I could do. I don't want to put my children at risk.
Sure. Do you think the school have taken on board the medical messages? Do you think they're aware of the risks sufficiently?
I think they are aware. They have done some things. They planted trees. I planted them, but they're young. They've erected pergolas, but the pergolas have no roofs, so there is no shade from them. They have said that the pupils can wear polyester blazers and polyester jumpers, but I want my children to be able to cover up in comfort, and I don't see why they should be made hot while they're running around the playground in polyester-lined blazers and jumpers in the middle of the midsummer sun.
Yes, OK. So at the moment, they've been refused entry at school, or you've taken them out of school.
Well, yeah, the sleeves were refused entry.
Yes.
And I don't want to have my children with bare arms in the sun, and I don't want them to spend all day indoors.
Sure. So you're teaching them now at home yourself?
I am, yes.
Until such time as this gets resolved. Well, how's it going to be resolved?
Well, I'm hoping it will be resolved soon. I mean, I would be quite happy to send my children into school wearing a plain white cotton shirt that would be cool and would reflect the sun. That would be ideal. OK. Well, girls, Antonia and Pandora, what's it like being taught at home by your mummy? Do you like it? Is it marvellous?
Yeah.
Is she a good teacher?
Yeah. Like it.
As well as a good doctor? Is she?
Yes.
All right. But so we're going to have to find some way of getting you back to school when you're protected from the sun at midday, aren't we?
No.
No. It's working out for you, but I'm not sure it's working out for everybody else.
Yes.
So the way forward is more negotiation and perhaps resolving this so that the health issues are taken on board.
Yes, and I think parents, when they're choosing a school, should discuss in detail any health needs they have with the school, because once they're at school, you rely entirely on the school's goodwill to look after your children. One
quick question for you. What's wrong with sunscreen for them?
Well, sunscreen is all right on the areas you can't cover up, but the advice is seek shade. If there's no shade, put on a broad-brimmed hat and cover up with a natural fibre. And you only put the sun cream on areas that you can't cover with clothing.
Yeah. Well, Fiona, you'll remember, won't you, that we were talking about Sun Awareness Week not so very long ago, and we went over some of the top hints.
That was when we actually saw the sun, Hilary. Since we haven't seen it since, but it is due to come out again. So what should parents do? I mean, a lot of parents watching this would have thought that the school would encourage Jane to cover the children up and encourage sun awareness and cancer awareness.
Absolutely. Well, look, let me give you some tips. Remember that in the midday sun, of course, children should be protected. Children, babies under 6 months, shouldn't go out in the sun at all. If they're older than that, then obviously the Legionnaire's hat is ideal because it protects the skin at the back of the neck. Wear long-sleeved T-shirts at all times because it's the arms and legs very often that are affected by skin cancers. Use sun protection factor on areas that you can't cover up and reapply it regularly, especially after swimming. But get children, especially in the hottest part of the day, to seek shade, to play in the shade, to wear hats, to use parasols if necessary, but keep them out of the hottest part of the day. And obviously, as parents, set a good example yourself. And if you do that, then we will see less skin cancer in the future.
All right, Hilary, still the problem of the school, though. Thanks to Jane and Antonia and Pandora there.
Yeah, thank you
now,
very much
Antonia
indeed.
and Pandora go to Corpus Christi School. We did speak to the headmaster of that school, John Wentworth, and this is what he said. He said, "We have reviewed our uniform policy and have introduced items such as sun hats, which together with our lightweight summer blazer provide good protection from the sun. In addition, the school has also erected large pergolas in the playgrounds, which will provide plenty of shade in the summer." And of course, Jane has already commented on all of those points.
Think of our innocence when we were young, our ignorance.
Ignorance. So I used to put butter when I was a teenager, lie out there in butter, and used to put foil under your face and all sorts of silly things, and people still do. That's the problem.
You wondered why you had no friends.
I know. Now I wonder why I've got sun damage now as well,
Yes,
because it
you
does.
haven't.
I have. What you do in your teenage years, it all sort of starts erupting out as you get older. Very nasty.
Yes, all sorts of things. Now, out of bed early this morning is Richard Madeley. It's from this morning we will be saying good morning to him because tonight at 8:30 on ITV he's got a new programme. It's called In the Eye of the Storm, and it'll be telling you what